Okay, so I want to talk about Jonas Neubauer. So I want to make it clear that I like Jonas a lot. Jonas is actually a really great guy. Um, he's so nice. I interacted with him on his stream before. I'm sure he doesn't remember me, but that's okay. And he is a really great guy. But someone needs to say what we're all thinking right now, and that is that we are seeing the fall of Jonas Neubauer. So just recently, Jonas was eliminated from the Tetris World Championship before he reached the final eight. And this is the third time in a row that Jonas Neubauer has lost. And this is, of course, um, shocking because Jonas Neubauer was a bajillionth, uh, Tetris World Champion over and over, year after year. Um, Before 3 years ago, this guy only lost once to Harry Hong. But now we are seeing a decline where, it kind of reminds me of, Boom Tetris for Jeff, where, like Jeff was really huge and popular way back in the day, whenever that was, 2016 or whatever. And then we never heard from that guy again. And that's not because like he disappeared off the face of the planet. It's because he entered, he competed, and he lost before he would even get to the final eight. And now the same thing has happened to Jonas Neubauer. Now, in all fairness, 3 years ago he lost to Joseph in the finals, the final two, and it was like a really special moment, and we were all feeling it, and we were all rooting for an underdog. I know I was. We wanted to see Joseph win, and Jonas, he was a pure gentleman, pure, 100%. And he was so gracious, gracious in defeat. Um, However, the year after is when things became, uh, how do we say, like humiliating. He lost to someone who just wasn't that good. I'm gonna be honest, and people don't like honesty. Okay, they don't. They want to inflate people's egos. They want to make people feel good. But honestly, that guy, and I think his name is Mega Retro Game Man or something, whatever his name is. That guy is not that good. Okay, I won't say he sucks, but I'm actually going to comment on that video in just a little bit. And just this year, he has lost again. Now, in all fairness, his loss this year was to someone who was actually really good. Um, but in all fairness, it was also a little weird because in this year for the CTWC, of course, we're in the pandemic, COVID pandemic of 2020, and people are playing from home, so it's a little bit different. But most importantly, the biggest difference is that it's a double elimination tournament this year. It's not single elimination. So that means Jonas actually lost twice. Um, so he, in his bracket, he went out against someone named Redshirt, and he lost to him. He lost to him, and then he was kicked into the losers bracket. Now, in all fairness, though, Jonas showed his competitive ability and toughed through the losers bracket all the way to the end, and then went off against. Oh, jeez, I forgot his name. I'd have to check it. But he went up against someone who's totally new, and put up a good fight, but lost ultimately. And now a lot of people are asking questions as to why this is. Like, is Jonas like overrated? And like now that the competitive scene has changed, the fact that he's not as good as we thought he was is now being revealed. Is that the case? Well, a little bit. Like, in all fairness, like NES Tetris really is an unforgiving game, meaning if you just make one mistake, it can really screw you up. And in previous competitions, I think that worked in his favor, but it also worked against him last year against that retro guy. Um, Basically, the single elimination nature just was a little bit too unforgiving. But at the same time, it also worked in his favor because he went up against people that I honestly do consider to be top tier, like Corian. and he defeated Corian, but that's only because of the single elimination nature, I think. In that, Jonas kind of got lucky against Corian quite a few times. And then uh, once the level of competition increased substantially, and it increased so much this year, I think it really showed. It didn't really show anything. It shifted where people were at. Meaning, whereas Jonas used to be top tier, now he's just good. He's good competitively. And I want to kind of qualify what I mean by that. There's a such thing as being good casually and being bad competitively. Okay, and the skill gap between someone who is bad competitively and someone who's good casually is enormous. Meaning, if a person who's good casually, like me, goes up against someone who's bad competitively, the bad competitive guy will win every time. Every time. So Jonas is good competitively, which means that he's very good at Classic Tetris. However, he's no longer top tier because the tiers shifted, and it shifted in favor for the hyper tappers. But I do want to look at last year's showdown with this. Okay, so his name is Mega Retro Man. Showdown with Mega Retro Man. Let me just get this up here. Okay. So let's watch this and let's see exactly what happened here. All right. The volume because I want to comment on this. Okay, so look. So we're right in the middle of this competition here, and Jonas has like a really clear field here. He has a really good stack. Mega Retro is up 9,000 points, but that's nothing, right? So I'm going to be mostly concentrating on Jonas here. So everything's going well for him right now. So he does a good tuck there. He slides the block piece into exactly where it needs to be. That's the unfortunate placement there. S piece, C piece. Mega Retro. He has like an off-center well. So right now, nothing too big. No big problems. This is gonna be like I'm not gonna be commenting every 2 seconds here, but like I just need to kind of like see what's going on here. See, that's not the greatest place. See, okay, there, right there. What the hell happened? Look at this. What was that? Perfectly clear playing field. Then for some bizarre reason, he's being super duper aggressive. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Let's look at that again. Okay, here. At this point, okay, so this is an unfortunate piece. You can't neatly toss that into the well. Okay, so this is a J piece. What he needed was an L piece, and then he could have burned cleanly. But still, let me see if I can modify the speed here. All right, playback speed. Let's do it like half speed. All right, let's slow it down. Okay, so there, that's not a bad placement. Okay, because he couldn't do anything there. However, this piece, he should have shoved it over here, but then it would have blocked that. Okay, so he's going to put that there. Okay, that's okay. That one, again, that's not an ideal piece, right? So that Z piece, if he put it there, he would have had to do a delayed burn, and with that overhang, um, that would have been problematic. So I don't have a big problem with that placement. So now this next piece, this J piece, is supposed to be shoved in right there, right? It's supposed to be shoved in right there. What does he do with it? See, he doesn't do. What does he do? I think he was trying to put it here. You see that? He was trying to put it here when he was supposed to shove it in there. But like, you might think I'm being overly critical, and like when we slow it down, when we see the mistakes that he makes, it's easy to criticize. But in fact, he was being way too aggressive here when he was only down by 51,000 points. That's really nothing, especially so early on. Like what? Let's see what led up to this. Okay, let's bring it back up to normal speed. Okay, so this is what I would consider to be like not too aggressive, right? Half black, half Tetris shit. So here he goes. So what he should have done here, like he probably should have started burning, but instead he starts building up his stack for literally no reason. Like what is that? Okay, so he takes a burn here. That's good. Okay, that was probably a misdrop. He probably wanted to put it there. So now's a good time to burn. He's supposed to take a triple here, but he doesn't. Okay, no, he does. Okay, I take it all back. Jonas, I want to be fair. Okay, that was weird, but at the same time, there wasn't a good way to place that. Okay, not horrible, and that's a good placement. Actually, no, that was not good. He covered up the well, but that happens to me all the time. That happens to me all the time. Okay. Okay, now's the time when he really should be starting to burn. But like him putting this piece over to the left side, it was a very odd decision, to be so aggressive. I would have put it on the right and burn because he was a little bit too high up. To stack even higher at this point, that's what set him up for failure. All right, so we know exactly what happens at this point. It's what we talked about already. So he takes the loss. Okay. All right, game number two. Let's see what happens here. Okay, bad pieces require them to kind of split things up, create more of a center well. Not an ideal situation. Okay, he's opening up the right well. So I'm not even looking at Mega Retro, by the way. And I know people aren't going to be happy for me to say that Mega Retro Man is not that good, but he's not that good. He really isn't. He got lucky. I mean, like, look, before I even get to this, where are we at? 1458? Look at what Mega Retro won. What did he win by? That was his score? He won by a score of 168,000. All right, I could get that. At a level 15 start, I could get that. I could get better than that. At a level 18 start, no. But okay, he just got lucky. All right, Jonas just screwed up, and this was best of three, right? So you only have to win twice in order to win the match. So let's fast forward. Where are we going? Over here somewhere. Okay. So where does Jonas screw up? Or does he take this round? I can't remember. We'll find out in a second. So this is a pretty straightforward stack. Mega Retro stack is honestly kind of nasty. You see what I'm saying, guys? That Mega Retro just isn't that good. Like, what was that? What was that? Did you see that? Look at this. Look at Mega Retro's stack here, right? If you want proof that this guy is not good. Like, what was that? What kind of stupid placement is that? This guy sucks. Like, I mean, we all make misdrops sometimes, but jeez, that was crap. All right, let's go on. Let's see how quickly Mega Retro clears it out. Okay, he's clearing it out effectively. He's not that sucky. Mega Retro's still in the lead, though. Amazingly enough, with that amateurish mistake. That's a mistake I would make. Okay, that's weird. He should have put the T piece over there. See that? I'm not gonna rewind. Just take my word for it. He should have put the T piece there, but it's okay. He's doing okay. Took a big burn there, but that's all right. He's playing it more safe this time, it seems. That's a little weird. I would put the L piece over here, but it doesn't matter. He takes the Tetris. I'm not even looking at these two goofballs on top. Buko. Buko. No one cares. We're looking at the downfall of Jonas. Okay, good. That was a good Tetris. Yep, that goes right there. That was a weird. He covered up the well for some reason. I missed that. I missed what the hell he's. Look at how messy friggin' Mega Retros. Look at this. Holes everywhere. This is how I play. This guy sucks. How the fuck did Jonas lose to this guy? Did this guy even qualify this year? Did he even qualify? Man, he sucks. Alright, anyway. Ooh, that was a bad misdrop by Jonas. Jonas, oh man. Jonas is playing so awfully right now. I don't care if that's a word or not. Is this where he tops out? Look at this. So he's up 45,000, but this is it. Yeah, he's going to lose. He's shaking his head already. He fucked up. He fucked up. And this is where everyone goes nuts. Hold on, we got to look at that again. We got to look at this shit again. All right, so this is okay. That one misdrop is really like I don't even know what happened. It slid on the ground. It slid on the fucking ground. That's like a pixel perfect, frame perfect kind of slide. I'm sure he was not happy about that at all. And that does happen. And once it happens, it's mentally damaging. Like that hits you like a freight train. All right, let's slow it down. Okay, so it puts that there. See, I don't know. I don't know if that's the greatest placement. He was being a weirdly aggressive. I would have put that here. I would have said there's a big fucking hole here. Let's burn that shit off. He's being weirdly aggressive. Okay, so the line piece, okay, yeah, that's good. So where do you put this? See, that should have been shoved over here, I would say. But he's thinking so fast. I think like that misdrop is really what fucked him. It's what fucked his head. Because now you can't think straight. That happens to me all the time. And then he creates another hole there, then he shoves that there. He's being weirdly aggressive at this point. So that L piece probably should have went here. See that? Right there is probably where it should have gone. Or in the well. Because he's way too high and has too many holes. He's fighting for his life right now. That's good. That's a good thing. That's what I would do. Square goes there. That burns off. Then that one goes there. That's right. That goes there. That goes... I would have laid that flat because this is getting too high. But, you know, we have the benefit of thinking, you know, in slow motion. This guy needs to think a mile a minute. This one, not a good place to put it, but probably lay it vertically up like this. But he's going to try and do a tuck. He's going to set up a tuck or something. I'm not really sure what he wanted to do with that. This one goes down in the well, yeah. This one, you got to put it like right here. And he does. Where's this one go? It goes here. Then this one, then this square has to go here, right? So let's see. No, see, what the hell? What was that? The square goes here. He put on the left, and he knew that was it. What does he do with that piece? That goes there, and then he screws up. He shakes his head. It was that one misdrop that fucked him. And then all eyes are on friggin' Mega Retro Man, who honestly sucks. Jonas lost to a guy who sucks. All right, let's look at this guy. This guy is like pushing it to the limit. And the funny thing is, after he won, it was such a humiliating defeat. He just lost immediately to some kid. Like, I forgot his name. It's just some kid, some booger-nosed kid, who is good. I mean, I won't take that away from him. He is good, but he's a DAS player, too. You know, like, if we're going to talk about the top elites here, the DAS players are not at the top tier anymore. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. Look at that misdrop. Look at that fucking embarrassing misdrop. What is that? You know, I was once on Jonas's Discord, and like, I didn't say this guy sucks, but I said he just wasn't top tier, and like, one of the moderators just like lost their shit and was like going nuts and was like, I will not tolerate any bad mouthing of Mega Retro Man. He is top tier. Get the fuck out of here. He maxed out once, I think. Which, you know, that's good, but, you know, this day and age, maxing out is like normal. That's normal shit. that's not even impressive anymore. And I'm not trying to make myself out to be like some expert at Tetris. And then he gets it. And he is so ecstatic. And then here comes the fake tears. He is not really crying. He's just trying to show deference. He's trying to show humility. But he is not. But everyone's going nuts because this is the first time Jonas lost without being in the top two, and it was a very humiliating defeat. Um, they hug, and Jonas is a really nice guy. But this guy is just he's terrible. I'm sure he's a nice guy too, but he's. I mean, I'm saying he's terrible. I'm being hyperbolic. But he's just not at the same level. He's not at the same level as Jonas, and Jonas lost to him. So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the fall of Jonas Neubauer. He lost 3 times in a row. All right. Now, if you guys want to see me kind of do an analysis on his latest game, just let me know in the comment section. But I think this video is long enough as it is, just to give kind of a little analysis of like what happened last year. Briefly about what happened this year, he did much better. He didn't play bad at all. It's just the level of skill from the competition is so high now that he's not top tier. I'm sorry to tell you, and people aren't going to like me saying that, but it's just the truth. Jonas is just not top tier anymore. You have these little kids coming out of middle school or whatever, high school. I think he lost to a 14-year-old. All right, he lost to a 14-year-old, but this 14-year-old is good, and I think he's a DAS player. But then ultimately he lost to a hyper tapper, and like I don't think they got into max out, but they got into the high 900,000s, so like close to a max out. So that's just the level of like play that's going on right now that you just have to expect. And Jonas just he can't compete with that. I don't think he can compete with hyper tappers anymore. And someone needs to say it, so I'm going to say it. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Jonas Neubauer's fall from grace. See you later.